Greetings, sports fans. ASMR Sports back at you with some more fun card collecting content. So as the title and thumbnail picture indicate, I recently purchased a bunch of non-sports wax packs from the 70s and 80s, which is an idea I've had to do before, but never really pulled the trigger on. I have to say I've really been enjoying collecting and purchasing non-sports cards lately. I think they're super fun, for kind of nostalgia reasons, but also just because if you were to buy cards, sports cards from the 70s and 80s, they would be so much more expensive than non-sports cards from the same era. So they seem like, a good value to me. And a fun piece of just kind of card collecting history, since these cards from the 70s and 80s are, printed in the same places that all the sports cards we know and love were printed, and by the same company, Topps and Donruss, and occasionally Fleer, that make sports cards. So I don't know, I really like it. I'm also just kind of a big fan of 80s nostalgia and TV shows and movies from the 80s. So when you put that all together, it seems like non-sports cards, especially these kind of unopened ones, are a really good fit for kind of my interests and hopefully yours. So I bought these packs. I think there's I bought multiples of most packs, unless they were expensive. If they were like $20 or more, I only got one, but pretty much everything I ordered, I got at least two of. So these are all from Baseball Card Exchange, and it's funny how they packaged them up. They shipped them in 3 different boxes that really don't have anything to do with what's inside. One is this Garbage Pail Kids box. I'll probably go through that one first. I'm not sure how many I'm going to get through in a video. More on that in a minute, but the other box, or one of the other boxes, was this 84 Donruss baseball box. Actually not a bad looking box there. If I had any 84 Donruss packs I could put in it, I'd be in business. And then the last box they filled up was this 84 Topps football. Also not a bad condition box. It is an X out though, so it has the black paint on it. So anyways, all these are filled mostly to the brim. Well, okay, I say that, and then this one is got filler in it, but all but this are filled to the brim, and this one looks like it was about a fourth taken up by bubble wrap. So anyways, I'm gonna probably keep these boxes off screen and just kind of pull in the packs as we go. So as I mentioned, the first box I'll open is the Garbage Pail Kids ones, and I did not order any Garbage Pail Kids. I actually ordered, I think, basically every non-graded wax pack on the BBCE website, except for Garbage Pail Kids. I did not order any Garbage Pail Kids, just because I have a lot of Garbage Pail Kids in boxes. So I didn't feel the need to get a bunch of packs, and they're fairly expensive too, so I was not looking to, spend $2,000 on open packs. $1,000 was enough. Total for this order was $993 shipped, and it actually was a bit over $1,000, but some of the packs at some point, like after I put them in my shopping cart, went out of stock, so I had to drop them or drop the quantity of them. Anyways, here comes the heat. Unfortunately, the heat sounds are going to be louder because I have this second mic, and it just picks up twice as much ambient noise as having one mic. But a lot of people don't mind it. I know it's kind of like white noise soothing. By the way, a couple of kind of shopkeeping notes. One is I think I'd like to try to do daily videos for the rest of this month, the month of October. So I'm going to try to do that, and I'm probably going to try to record, several in one sitting. And I'll probably split up, a video that might otherwise be like an hour. I'd split that up into, maybe 2 or 3 videos. And some of the content I'm going to do is just like, one blaster box of stuff. It doesn't take, too long to get to. That might be like a 12 or 15 minute video. Anyways, but I want to try to do that. I've gone through sprints of doing daily video postings in the past, and it's fun, I know, for viewers. And sometimes, it's fun to kind of push yourself to do that. But I haven't done that in a while, and frankly, it's been the most sporadic I think it's been in a while lately, just because I've been too busy. But I'm gonna try to make time. So anyways, the first packs up here are 21 Jump Street. These are actually pretty nice condition, but there's only 5 cards / stickers per pack, so they're quite thin. Get your Johnny Depp rookie cards in here. Actually kind of surprised this stuff didn't take off when he was in the news for his trial against Amber Heard for defamation. Since I'm not sure he has any earlier cards, and he's probably got quite a few in this set, but these are pretty low dollar packs. I'm gonna try to see if I can find yeah, so these are $1 a pack, and I got 3 of them. So yeah, pretty easy on the wallet, but fun stuff. I think in terms of storage, like I'm probably just gonna put these cheaper ones in a monster box where I have my other non-sport stuff that I actually went through on an earlier video. And then like for the higher dollar ones, I've got some packs in here that are like 35, 45, 50 bucks. I'm gonna I'll show you how I protect those. But anyways, next up we have Rocky 4, and these kind of go together to make a nice little picture like that. That's Dolph Lundgren, who plays the Russian boxer. Sylvester Stallone there has to go to Russia to fight in a revenge match. I won't spoil the movie for you guys, but basically he goes to Russia and he's got a train, and he's like kind of in Siberia, like hauling logs, on a chain, running in the woods. Kind of training montage happens. But yeah, I gotta say this is not very impressive, and I did catch a peek of some of these packs, that were on the top, and the condition is not as perfect as I would have hoped from Baseball Card Exchange, which generally has a good reputation. For certainly their boxes often are in really nice shape. And I've only ordered packs from them maybe like one other time because I needed some packs to complete some boxes that I had that were missing one pack, because like I had these boxes I bought from eBay, and I sent in like one pack to PSA to get graded just to make sure it was legit. And I wanted to keep that one graded, so in order to have a complete box I had to get another pack of cards to put it in, and that's what I did. So I'm just looking for these. There's a couple of Rockies. Yeah, so these are not cheap. These are, well, okay, everything's relative, right? But these Rocky 4s are $5.50 a piece. So, it's not a $30 pack, but it's also not a dollar pack. And, this kind of thing, this seems like, no. So I might actually drop a dime to my friends there at Baseball Card Exchange and say, hey, I got this pack, and it's got a hole in it, so would love if I could exchange that for a different one if possible. I don't know what their policy on that is, but I'm sure they'll make it right if I ask. But we'll see. I don't know if that's the only one, then I don't really necessarily care all that much. But yeah, I mean, if something's got a hole in it, it's not what you want. Okay. Alright. Next up, we got Fright Flicks. These are from 88, I believe. 1988. And these are in nice shape, so that's good. The thing to look at for condition often, I mean, obviously that Rocky 4 pack had like, a giant tear in the back, and you could see the card on the back of the bag. That's a pretty beat up pack. But most often with packs that are from the 70s or 80s, what you're looking at is these corners, okay? Because often just in kind of wrestling around the box, or sometimes if these are taken out of a box and put into a monster box or a cardboard box other than the original, they can kind of move around a lot and hit against the side, and these will get some whiting as the paper kind of starts to thin out, and we will see some examples of that. But luckily these are relatively new, so these are not going to be having those kind of condition issues unless they've been really beaten up. But some of the older packs, I think we will see that. In fact, I can see some of that on some of these packs that are not that old coming up. But these ones look pretty good. Let's see. Okay, well, see, these are actually the most expensive pack we've seen so far. These are $6 a piece. That's what I paid for them. So, there you have it. Alright, next up. These are pretty low dollar ones. I am quite sure. Roger Rabbit. Was that like 89, I think? 87. Okay, so these look pretty good. Again, looking for white corners, and you see a little bit of that on these, just on the like the real corner right there. Not so much the edge of the corner, but the I don't know which is the point. just trying to get as much variety as I can, and having bought pretty much every pack, ungraded pack you can get on Baseball Card Exchange, there's not a whole lot that I see readily available out there. On like eBay, there's not a lot of like kind of low dollar packs, non-sport packs on eBay, or at least, the problem is there's not an easy way to find, because you can't search for like non-sport wax pack. Nobody says non-sport. They'll say, Roger Rabbit wax pack, so you gotta kind of search for the exact set you want wax packs of, and then I think you could find some, but I haven't, really spent a lot of time doing that. But anyways, I got a pretty good start with all this stuff I just bought on getting like pretty much good coverage of most of, or a lot of what's out there from the 80s. This one I think was a fair bit more expensive, because I'm only seeing one of these, and it looks in real nice shape. A little bit of kind of dirt and extra wax on there, not a problem. And the corners, a little bit white on the point, but other than that, look real good. And this is from 83 or 4, I think. 85, okay. So Rambo was First Blood Part 2, and I was thinking of when First Blood came out. So this is basically, the second Rambo movie, which was called Rambo. The first Rambo movie was called First Blood, and then the second movie was called First Blood Part 2, colon Rambo. So this one was 85, and I think the original Rambo was about 83, 84. $5.75 for this one. Alright, this one, next one is kind of interesting. It's wrapped in plastic, and I got a couple of these. Cyndi Lauper, kind of fun. Who doesn't love Cyndi Lauper? She's on the Goonies soundtrack. She's just an icon of the 1980s, and seems like a pretty decent person from what I can tell of, seeing her in the media. These are from 1985. Kind of funny, I mean, not many pop stars got their own set, right? Michael Jackson has his own set. He's, pretty convincingly the greatest pop star of all time in terms of records sold and just, number of fans that he has. I'm trying to think of others. Like there's a Menudo set. That's a very famous, like, Mexican boy band from the 80s that got, fairly popular in the U.S., but mostly was a kind of a Latin American phenomenon. But they had a set. Like Elvis, has his set. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's a Madonna set, which is kind of surprising if there's a Cyndi Lauper set, because I'd have to say Madonna back in 85 was bigger than Cyndi Lauper, but maybe Madonna was not interested in, licensing her name, image, and likeness. But Cyndi Lauper was. So, anyways, 1985. These are from. There's a $2 sticker on that. I don't know if that reflects. It is. Yep, it is. It is what I paid for them. $2. So those are nice and protected, and that's always good. Always a good thing. Okay. Next up, kind of a fun one that I have a whole box of these that I ended up getting in a collection that I bought gosh, I don't know, 10 years ago, something like that. Bought a whole collection of wax boxes from, I think, a card show, and it had a whole box of these trivia battle cards from Topps, 1985, I'm guessing, 84. And if I have a single box of something from the 80s, I really don't want to open one pack of it, because then I don't have a full, complete box. So I was excited to see these, being sold individually, and they're, $1.50 a piece. But, no idea what the trivia inside is like, if it's, good trivia or difficult trivia, or, what the deal is and what kind of categories, but it says 1,500 questions. It's funny, I keep saying it's funny, but 1984 was probably about when Trivial Pursuit, the huge hit board game of the 1980s, and that was probably a little bit earlier. I bet that was like 81, 82, but that was such a phenomenon. Just incredibly popular. I remember we had that game in my house, and we didn't really play that many games. But it seems like everybody had a copy of Trivial Pursuit, and, there were many, many kind of supplemental version, cards, trivia cards that you could buy with that, and different versions of the base game. And I bet this trivia battle, these cards were sort of a response to that. Tops in the 80s was always looking for the, the movie or the TV show or the pop artist that, would be able to sell a set of cards. And in this case, it was not, one of those things, but instead a cultural phenomenon of trivia games. So, anyways, kind of interesting. In the future, if I ever do a video opening up some non-sports stuff, I might have to crack into one or two of these, and we can go over the trivia inside, and maybe that would be a good one for my other channel, Randomly Relaxing. Alright, I gotta tell you guys, this is super fun for me. I mean, I am super excited to see all these packs. And we're 22 minutes into this bad boy, and not even, close to being halfway through the first box of these. So this is probably going to be a couple or three videos that takes to go through all these. So maybe I'll kind of mix it in with some sports content in between. Keep everybody content. Okay, so these guys I was psyched to get. Nintendo game packs. These are from 1989. And I remember these, quite well from being a kid and seeing these in the stores. And I know I bought at least a few packs of these, because I vividly remember these packs showing up at the local, like Ben Franklin store when I was a kid in 1989. And, for the longest time, this set has really been totally worthless. You could get boxes of this stuff for 10 or 15 bucks, but in the, 2020 or 2021 time frame, when everything, Marvel, everything comic book, everything in cards was blowing up, these kind of, hitched along that, for that ride. And it makes sense because video games are a huge business. There's a ton of fans for, Zelda and Mario and all things Nintendo, so why not, why wouldn't these things go up? So anyways, I've wanted, some packs or a box of this stuff for the past several years, but just haven't had an opportunity to pick any up. So this was a chance to do that, and I'm excited to have these. These are, pretty nice shape. Trying to find the price of these. So many packs. I got many crickets. This is like, I gotta say, so it was my birthday back in August, and I kind of thought, like, what do you get a guy who's got like a card dungeon with pretty much every kind of, sports card you could want, right? And I just sort of got nothing for myself for my birthday, but I thought, if I could find something that I, really kind of wanted, I would like to buy it, but I didn't really find anything, and this is kind of my belated, I think, gift to myself. Oops. I'm just trying to, I can't really find these. feel like these were not cheap. I feel like they were maybe, oh, there we go. Oh, actually, they weren't too bad. $7. $7 a piece, so not too bad. You know, boxes of this stuff I think go for $250 or so for 36 packs. So not cheap by the box, but I think you get like 48 of these in a box because they're very thin. Anyways, very cool. Super happy to have some of those finally in my possession. And I think what I'm going to try to do is just get through this garbage pail box right here. And there's still, I don't know, 5, 6 things to go. Well, maybe 4 or 5. I see one stack here is all just one kind of pack, and it's the Growing Pains. This is another kind of really low value pack from 1988. I mean, who didn't watch Growing Pains going up? And you know what a bunch of drama. It seems you know, the young stars of this show had Tracy Gold has a well documented kind of past of you know, eating disorder troubles and challenges with that, and you know that she's been kind of through the ringer with it and wrote some book, I think a book on it, and you know I've seen interviews of her where she talks about that, and you know kind of really struggled I think with being a young actress, and you know having all these eating disorder challenges, which no doubt you know were a part of kind of being in the limelight and having everybody you know paying attention to your figure at a young age is you know very stressful and probably not healthy for anybody, certainly not for her, and yeah, so you know that's kind of been the big kind of story on her. And Kirk Cameron is like a sort of religious fundamentalist who I think he kind of like disowns all of his work, you know, in Hollywood, because he's a very devout, you know, Christian now, and probably thinks all of Hollywood is evil, and somehow, you know, Growing Pains was a terrible message to people. I don't know if that's what he thinks. I'm pretty sure that's what he thinks, but I'm not sure if there's any sort of controversies or kind of memorable things about all these other guys. Alan Thicke, of course, his contribution to the world is his son, Robin Thicke, is a pop star that had like a hit, I don't know, 10 years ago, and I don't know if he's really that relevant anymore, but yeah, that's that. So these are another of the cheapies. Let's see here what I paid. Yep, $1.25 a pack. So I bought, you know, 4 of these instead of 2, since they were quite affordable. Okay, so everything has been relatively cheap so far. Let's do a not cheap one, and this one comes in a little team bag, which is nice. Yeah, excellent condition on this one. So this is a Empire Strikes Back, I think, first series OPG, and the OPG cards of Star Wars are considerably more rare than the tops, so these do have a value that is relatively high. And there are a fair number of Star Wars related wax packs in this group that we're doing for this video. Okay, let me see here. Okay, I'm seeing the tops, series 1, 2, and 3 of Empire Strikes Back. Where is the OPG? The question. There it is. Wow. Okay, so this pack cost $85, and I see on the side there's a little kind of poke hole, almost a hole poked from the gum, which is a very common phenomenon in these kinds of packs. unfortunately. So, anyways, that's probably the most expensive pack in this whole group, and it's a fun one. That is really cool. 20 cents. Got all your French, translations on there. Beautiful. That's fun. Well, back to the cheapies. We got Elf, and we got Elf Series 2. I was a huge Elf fan. I didn't actually watch the show that much, but I just loved the character. I had an Elf doll when I was like a kid, or a stuffed animal, and yeah, I just loved him. And so I knew I had to get some Elf cards. I think I might have a box of Elf Series 1 somewhere, but I have no packs, and that's a huge problem, guys. Let's see, these are $1.50 for Series 2 and $1.25 for Series 1, so real cheap stuff. By the way, shipping for this entire order, and it's like 3 wax boxes full of stuff, was $23.25, so, pretty cheap to ship this much stuff. Alright, next up we got a pretty cool couple of packs. These are Wacky Packages from 1985. Now, Wacky Packages go back to like the late 70s. In fact, maybe even earlier than that. They might be early 70s. I don't think they touched the 60s, but I might be wrong. But anyways, this is a concept, basically sort of satirical, versions of common products depicted on stickers. It's something that Topps did for many, many years. I think still does, these cards today. But these ones from '85, are relatively new compared to the ones from the '70s. So they're not too valuable, but there are definitely ones of packs and boxes of these from the '70s, and especially like the first 1 or 2 series are very valuable. So I thought I would pick some of these up because I picked up every pack they had. I guess these were $7 per pack, so they look in pretty good shape. This one was kind of a weird fold, so you can see the sticker on the back of this one. This one's not sealed super tight, so that's not great, but hopefully it will remain sealed. Okay, just 3 more. Let's see what I got in here. Okay, I'll save maybe the best for last. 3 more types of packs to show off for this video, and then I'll call it a day. So I'd not seen these before, but what the heck, I was buying everything, so throw some in. I think these were another kind of $1 or $2. Snotty sign stickers. These are kind of a play on like, the Wacky Packages / Garbage Pail Kids. They're from 1986, where all good things come from. And these were I'm a huge fan of 86 Topps baseball. Plus you got 86 Fleer basketball, 86 Topps football. I mean, it was a golden year for sports cards, guys. These are $2 a piece, so kind of cool there. No doubt those came out because that was a set that they made because of the success of Garbage Pail Kids, which came out in 1985. Alright, next up, I think this is a relatively expensive pack. It's probably not a $30 pack, but it might be like a $15 or pack. This is Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know what? I think I have a whole box of these in there. I think I have an O-Pee-Chee box. Like, I remember, I don't know, one of the Harrison Ford movies, one of the Raiders of the Lost Ark movies, I know I have a box of, and I remember it being O-Pee-Chee and thinking, like, oh, that's kind of weird that it's O-Pee-Chee, but, I bought it because it was a deal at the time. It was, like, cheap. Let's see what this one goes for, or what I paid for it, I should say. What year is this from? 81, okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at the list here of all the packs, and some really cool stuff in here. So yeah, this was $12. I have to look at the box. I think I have maybe one of the, because Raiders of the Lost Ark was the first Indiana Jones movie. And I think it's maybe a later movie I have, because if I have a whole box of packs that are worth $12 a piece, then that's pretty valuable, but I don't think I do. I'll go look up that box I have before the next video, but $12 pack there, pretty nice one. Okay, last up is also a very valuable pack, and this is the last one we'll do. Check this bad boy out. So this is 1985 WWF, now WWE, wrestling second series, and I believe the second series is the first appearance of Randy Macho Man Savage in any Topps wrestling product. He was not in Series 1, if I have that right, and this is O-Pee-Chee, so it's very rare. You can see it says Cowboy something, so I think there was a wrestler. Cowboy Bob Orton, is that it? Maybe. If it were a star, like a Hulk Hogan, then that would make this pack more valuable. But let me see what this one went for. There it is, $39. So, not nearly the most expensive one that I bought, but, it's definitely one of those more expensive ones in this order. I'm just looking at the list here of all the packs, and, I don't think did we do anything from the 70s? I don't think we did, but there's a lot of 70s stuff in this order. So I'm looking forward to showing that off for you all in subsequent videos. But that's all we're gonna do for today. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did with that, because that was amazingly entertaining for myself. I did want to, for those still listening, give you guys a little bit of a sales pitch on the baseball break, that we now have 8 of 15 spots. Each spot is 2 teams that you will get in a random team break, and I think they're only like $11.99 a spot, so you get 2 teams for $11.99. Pretty cheap break. I would love to get that filled, just because I know a lot of people, the 8 people that I have in the purchase spots in the break so far have been waiting for a long time for this break to fill, so we can open these. So I would love it if you could pick up a spot or 2. I will put a link in the description. We're going to open this box, and then this Cooperstown box, and these are both from 2012, and we'll have lots of Hall of Famers and kind of, old school players, so I think they'll be fun to see the cards and read about them, and I just would love to get those open. So if you could swing on by at some point, I'm just gonna have to swallow the extra spots and get the break done to get cards out to those who purchased. So I hope I don't have to buy too many spots myself, but I will do that. But if you all could, if you're interested in baseball, buy a spot or 2 or 3, or what the hey, buy all 7 left, that would be awesome. That's what we got for today, folks. So yeah, I guess we'll see you tomorrow on this channel, and I'll try to do daily videos as much as I can. Appreciate everybody watching. We'll catch you later. Have a great one.